Hey everybody, welcome to the Comfy Cozy Club, the online version of Studio Natuurlijk. My name is Nathalie and today I have a really delicious deep stretch and flexibility practice for you. So this is perfect when you've been working hard, maybe you've been sitting down or traveling, or maybe you just need a good stretch. So come onto the mat. We're going to start in a cross-legged seat and take a moment to settle in and get comfortable. So maybe take a moment to take a hold of your thighs, turn the outer thighs in, rotate the turn the outer thighs out, turn the inner thighs in. So just finding some space here, widening the sitting bones, creating some space around the pelvis. And bring your hands down onto your lap. We're going to slide the hands over the knees. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to round through the spine. Now bring a little weight onto your hands, so chin to chest. Slide the shoulders down the back body. And just take a moment here. So think about cat stretch. Breathe. And now as you breathe in, sit up really nice and tall. Circle the arms all the way up. And we're going to interlace the hands and bring them behind the head. As you press your head into your hands, open the elbows out wide, really opening through the chest, the shoulders. This is great if you feel a bit like Gollum in the cave, opening up. And then break free, send the arms out left to right. Now take a moment to pull your pinkies back, opening through the chest, and just pull the thumbs forward. Just take a moment to move here. So almost as if you're resting your hands onto clouds and just floating the arms back and forward. And bring the right hand down to the floor. Breathe in as you sweep the left arm all the way up. Now as you exhale, take it up and over. Really big side body stretch. Now take a moment to breathe here. Maybe find some gentle micro movements. Keep rooting down through the left sitting bone. Maybe slide the right hand out even further. Maybe even dropping the elbow down towards the floor. Maybe just thinking about the elbow growing heavy. And then pull yourself back up. Now really long through the front body, so lengthen all the way up. And then as you exhale, drop the left hand down to the floor as you take the right arm up and overhead. Now really use the breath to keep the pose alive. So you're not just rigidly reaching to the deepest stretch you can get, but you use the breath to just let the pose unfold. And return back to center. Once again, interlace your hands, bring them behind your head. And this time you're going to drop the chin down to the chest, keep long through the spine. Maybe stay here, maybe this is enough for the neck. Maybe fold the elbows in, letting gravity do its job. Think about two big, sad bunny ears. Don't hold your breath. And as you breathe in, open up through the elbows, press the head into the hands, smile, and release as you come to lie all the way down onto your back. Now start by hugging the knees into the chest. Massaging the spine, letting the lower back become really heavy. Now hug the right knee in. Send the left leg out long. So left foot out to the ceiling. Now think about dropping the belly button down to the spine as you really slowly lower the left leg all the way down. Feeling that core strength. Bring the left leg all the way down. And then send the right leg out long. Now, maybe this is impossible for your body. Maybe you need to bring the left foot down into the floor to give yourself the space to lengthen out through that right leg. Really pull it in. And as you exhale, flex through the right foot. Breathe into point. And exhale to flex. Breathe into point. Once more. Now keep the foot flexed. With your right hand, take a hold of the inner arch of that right foot. Bring your left hand down onto the left leg and really use it to ground down, so to press down. So think about bringing the right knee down towards the right armpit. Keep rooting down through the back of the left leg as you breathe into the right hamstrings. So stretching through the groins. Breathe. Very slowly bring the left leg into a 90 degrees angle. Bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Take a hold of the back of your left leg as you pull it in. So stretching and opening through the right hip. So great if you've been doing a lot of sitting, opening up, creating some space for the lower back. Flex through your left foot and think about pressing your left foot into an imaginary wall. Now also press out to the inner arch of that right foot, so pressing it out. And now keep your legs where they are, but open the arms out side to side. And you're just going to bring the right leg all the way over the left leg. Bring the left foot down into the floor. Shift your hips over to the right as you drop your knees over to the left. If this is way too much, if the stretch is way too deep, just unravel the legs, bringing one leg on top of the other. See if you can really let the right shoulder become heavy. Turn over onto your right ear. Think about breathing up and down the spine. So the breath whirls up the spine as you breathe in and slides down the spine as you breathe out. Really letting gravity do its job. So great for the spine. Maybe feeling a nice stretch on the outside of your right thigh. Now pull the lower belly in, so protect your back as you pull your legs back to center. And just bring both feet down into the floor. Now hug your left knee into the chest. Send the right leg out long, bringing the sole of the right foot up towards the ceiling, flexing out through that right foot. And now really slowly lower the right leg all the way down. Feel that core strength. And then really ground down to the back of the right leg. Letting that right femur, that thigh bone become really heavy. Send the left leg out long. If it's too much, just bring the right foot down. Pulling the back of the left leg in. Feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, and as you exhale, flex through your foot. Breathe into point. Exhale to flex. Breathe into point. And just once more flex, and then bend the left leg. With the left hand, take a hold of the left inner arch of the left foot. As you bring the left knee out, bring the sole of the foot up. There's a fly here. Bringing the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Letting the left knee come down towards the left armpit. And then maybe bring the right hand down onto the right hip. And just really using it to ground down. So breathe into the left hip. Amazing stretch for that inner thigh. Use the breath to calm the nervous system, to create space within the stretch. Okay, very slowly, bring the right leg up to a 90 degrees angle, cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh, pull the back of the right leg all the way in, coming into that hip opener. Press out through the right foot, so press it into an imaginary wall. Press out through that inside of your left foot. I get ticklish just pointing at my feet. Press it out, so find that resistance within the stretch. Relax your shoulders. Breathe into the left hip. Keep your legs where they are, but open the arms out side to side. Cross the left leg all the way over the right leg. Bring the right foot down to the floor. Now lift the hips, bring the hips over to the left. As you drop the knees over to the right, you're always welcome to uncross the legs. Keep the left shoulder really heavy as you turn onto your left ear, gaze over to the left hand, and breathe all the way up and down the spine, finding space within the back. And then pull the lower belly in as you bring the knees back to center. Uncross the legs and take a really big full body stretch. So reach the arms all the way up. And then bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Now this is a little bit of strength. Lift the backs of the shoulders as you peel yourself off the mat. Coming all the way up, flexing through the feet. Fixing your microphone. Now breathe in, sweep the arms all the way up. Think about a rope above you as you climb into that rope. Feel the space in between the vertebrae. And then use that space as you melt it all the way forward. So you're welcome to bend your legs here or keep the legs extending out. Now use every inhalation to find length through the spine. And use every exhalation to melt into the stretch just a bit more. So length as you breathe in, deepen as you breathe out. Tuck your chin as you roll yourself all the way back up. Now we're just going to sweep the legs behind us as you come onto all fours. And from all fours, step your feet out into a plank. And send your weight all the way back in downward facing dog. Now take a moment to walk your dog. So finding length through the hamstrings. Breathe. And then bring the gaze forward as you step your right foot up towards your right thumb. So maybe that's a very fluid movement, but just make sure it arrives. Take a deep breath in to lengthen out through the spine. And as you exhale, drop the left knee down to the floor. Come onto the top of your left foot. Now send your heart forward and breathe. So maybe finding some gentle movement as we open up through the hips. Oh, I'm having a real intimate relation with this fly. He likes me. Okay, keep breathing. Keep the shoulders sliding down the back. Keep your chin in, your neck long. And then bring your right hand over onto the inside of your right foot. Walk the right foot out to the outside of the mat. Turn your toes out. Now don't hang out into your shoulders, so press down. Melt the heart forward, slide the shoulders back, and once again breathe into the hips. Don't clench the jaw. And slowly return to all fours. Now keep your knees underneath your hips as you slide your hands out to the front corners of the mat, coming into extended puppy pose. Melt the forehead down to the floor. Rotate the shoulders out. Lift the lower belly in. Feel the stretch, the strength. Feel the stretch in the spine, the strength in the core. Sorry, I just giggled because this mic keeps dropping today. One more breath here. And then slide your hands back underneath your shoulders as you make your way back into a downward facing dog. And once you arrive in downward facing dog, return to that walking of the dog. So return to the stretching of the hamstrings. And then bend the leg so you can step the left foot up to the left thumb, just making sure it arrives. Open up through the heart, the chest, and drop the right knee down. Come onto the top of the right foot, pressing into your right big toe. Sliding the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Notice how the stretch starts to change as we give ourselves some time to be in the pose. So usually the stretch becomes much deeper when we find the time, the ease to relax into the pose. But you need a bit of time and a bit of breath to get there. And then bring the left hand onto the inside of the left foot as you crawl the left toes out, bringing them out over the long side of the mat. And now once again, think about the heart really shining forward, shining through the gateway of the arms. Keep the neck long, the gaze soft. As you breathe into the hips. One more breath. And then return onto all fours. This time bring your hips down onto your heels. Bring your hands behind you, so fingertips pointing in. Hug the elbows in. Lift the heart, reach the crown of the head all the way back. Maybe this is enough, but maybe lift the hips and press the hip bones away from you. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly return back down. Now return onto your tushy, return onto your bottom. Send your legs out left to right. Now flex through the feet, so just keeping some energy through the legs. Bring your fingertips out in front. Now if you're finding that you're quite tight in the hips today or just tight in the body today, you're welcome to sit up on a blanket or a towel or maybe even a cushion, a fancy bolster if you have one. You're also welcome to just pull the hips out a little bit, just as we did before, so you can really root down through those femurs. Take a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. This is our final pose, so we're going to spend some time here. So walking the hands forward, feeling the length through the lower back, the stretch through the groins. And this is such a great pose to let go of what you think it should look like. So usually people feel quite, how do you say this? Incompetent, I guess, in this pose, because for almost all the bodies it feels like we have quite little wiggle room here. But that's the challenge. So we find the resistance and then we use the breath to hang out there. So I guess my message is feel really good about where you are today, whether you're feeling kind of creaky in your body or not. Breathe. Maybe even closing the eyes. We're here for 5 more breaths. Make sure you're not clenching in the jaw. And then take your time as you roll yourself up here. Now tilt the pelvis back so you can close the legs. And take a moment to shake it off. Return into your cross-legged seat. Take a really deep breath in. Circle both arms all the way up. Exhale, circle the arms all the way down. Breathe in, circle up. Exhale, circle down. And just once more, take a deep breath in. Now exhale, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Breathe in, open up through the chest. And exhale, break free. Bring your hands into a prayer. Bring the thumbs up to the third eye point. I hope you've had... so relaxed, can barely talk. I hope you feel really great within your body. I hope you feel like we've created a bit more space. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or evening. Let's take a huge bow down, bowing down to each other. But most importantly, thanking yourself. Have a great day. Bye.